Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and after I made my last video, I went on Discord and I seen a bunch of you guys posting this image right here, which apparently came from the Marvel Future Fight subreddit. And as you can see, it is a picture of Thor, Herald of None, King of Frost Giants Loki, and the lovely Valkyrie, which means this update is going to be pretty lit, man. Loki is finally going to be meta again after what, 4 years, which is absolutely fantastic. Because for those of you guys who are new to Marvel Future Fight who didn't know, Loki at one point was the best character in the game. He could literally clear all of the content pretty much solo, and you didn't have to do anything. Literally all you had to do was just pop in, use his clones, and then just run around, and he would literally just clear all of the content. That's how easy. Well, back then it was difficult. We didn't have anything super crazy, but for the most part, it wasn't even this uniform either. Like, this uniform was good when he got it, right? But even base kit Loki, before they even reskinned him, right? He was so good for what little content we had in the game at the time that literally all you had to do was this, and then pop your shield, and then you're just running around. You never had to use any of his skills, and his clones would just blast whatever it is that they were fighting, and they would do so much damage, and you would basically need to do nothing else with Loki, right? So it's nice that Loki's making a comeback, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do for him this time around, because his most recent uniform is this one, which this one was just a controversy, right? No one really bought it because he didn't do anything for the character. This one right here is the best one he's gotten, and this one kind of fell off, right? And a lot of people were hella salty that for the story missions, they actually had to level up Loki to level 70. And that was really a bummer to like unlock this chapter, right? That was really a bummer because of the fact that Loki was no longer relevant for anything, right? Once upon a time, he was the guy for World Boss. He was the guy for Timeline. Believe it or not, there was a time when summon characters, like characters that have summons, right? Summon wielders or summon users or what have you, could actually do well in Timeline battle. That time has been dead for decades, it feels like, right? And once upon a time, he was good for ABX. None of those things are currently true. He's good for Shadowland, maybe like a stage 60 at the most, if you have him built up to like 70, right? I'm gonna let him sit right here, and I'm gonna hope that they give the King of Frost Giants some love, some well-deserved love. I'm hoping that he gets a tier 3, maybe a tier 3 where he lifts Mjolnir and like spins it around and does some crazy stuff with it, right? That would be dope, because he's a big part. What, I wouldn't say he's a big part, but he's a sizable part of this Herald of Galactus run with Thor. He's always a thorn, I should say, in the side of Thor. Side English, do you speak it? But anyways, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do for the guy Loki. Additionally, finally guys, finally we're going to be getting the OG look for Valkyrie. And for those of you guys who don't know, this is how Valkyrie is supposed to look, okay? This right here is how Valkyrie is supposed to look. The blonde hair, she usually has like these metal things on her hair, and she has like this armor. She is a badass warrior, right? Personally, I'm hoping that they turn her into somebody close to Mystique, where she has that support passive, but she's not relegated to just being a support, because that's what she is right now. She's just for this passive and nothing else. I'm hoping she gets an awakening and she just gets a revamp to her kit, maybe with some damage accumulation and some really powerful skills. I do think though that they should make sure that they don't leave my girl Sif behind, because she's a big part of this run, and I would love to see her finally become playable in the game. Like, she's literally just a Shadowland character. She's so far down from the rest of the Asgardian, it's actually a joke. And she has a uniform unlike Volstagg, Fandral, and Hogan, so there's no reason for her to be down here in the dumps, right? But believe it or not, once upon a time, Valkyrie was like a good character. She actually had decent DPS for where the game was, and she had defense down. It's the old outdated defense down, but it was defense down nonetheless. Step of the goddess. The OG Valkyrie, I love. That's who I grew up with, so I'm happy to see her finally come into the game. Some people are saying maybe they'll bring OG Valkyrie to the game as her own character. I highly doubt it. I think she's going to be a uniform, and maybe they could increase her passive, maybe increase the damage dealt to supervillain factions by like 60%, by like to 60% from 45. That would be dope. But either way, this is gonna be a good thing if she gets an upgrade, right? Because then she can become like kind of like a Mystique, if you will, for Null. Maybe they could make it so that instead of adding more damage to like the supervillain faction, they could make it so that if she's on a team with Asgardians like Thor, Loki, or what have you, Odin even, right? They do extra damage, or they have extra damage reduction just to that specific faction. That would be pretty cool to see, right? Kind of like the oh yeah, he's right here. I didn't get into the episode. So like it would be cool if they had like an Asgardian tag and they specifically made it for like the gods. But right now they're just classified as aliens, but I would like to see them just classified as Asgardians and they have a specific tag that applies to them. That would be pretty cool. And on top of that, I've seen some people asking if we're gonna get any love for Thor's love, which is Jane Foster. This would be cool, but I think we might be waiting until Thor Love and Thunder. I don't know if we're gonna see anything for Jane Foster. I've seen some people saying the lady in the image, that blonde with the armor, might actually be Jane Foster with her helmet off. It's not Jane Foster, guys. It is most definitely Valkyrie. So I am personally very much so excited for this. It's been a long time coming for Valkyrie, and hopefully they do justice to my guy Thor right here. He needs to at least be on the level of Odin, and I think to do that, he might need a new tier 3 skill, to be honest. Like, the animation for his tier 3 isn't bad. It's not bad. I don't think it necessarily needs to be changed, but they need to give him the Iron Man treatment where they're like revamp his tier 3 skill, right? And one of the things that really hurts Thor is because he has lightning resistance down, and this was supposed to be how he scales his damage, but for one, it wasn't really that high. It was 45%, and on top of that, it's on his tier 3 skill, which means you need to build up to it, and it only lasts for 10 seconds, so you're not going to really get much out of it, and you don't want to be using a defense down leadership like Voodoo for 45%. So that was a pretty bad tier 3 from the get-go, and Thor just kind of fell into the dumps because of that. So I can see why a lot of people are asking for him to get a new tier 3 like Iron Man. So if they do that, that would be really dope, and hopefully they give him some damage accumulation, because that's where the game seems to be at right now. If you want to keep up with Null, it seems as though you are most definitely going to need damage accumulation. One thing I did see a couple of you guys talking about, which I didn't mention in my last video, is because they said something about Galactus, and we did see a new, well, it wasn't a new image, it was like a silhouette of Galactus from the teaser, right? People are saying we could see a new giant boss raid, or maybe they're gonna do something to make it so that Galactus is playable every day and you can just switch between him and Master Mode. That would be really cool. I don't think anybody would be playing Master Mode ever again because of the fact that playing Galactus, you have a chance to get a CTP of Rage, whereas Master Mode is only good like certain days of the week, because today is Authority, right? You don't want to get a chance at an Authority. You want to get a chance at like a Destruction or an Energy, but a Rage is definitely where it's at. So if there's an opportunity to play Galactus and try to get a Rage every day, that's what you would do for now until the end of time. So they would have to actually make it so that the CTP that drops from Galactus changes every day if he's available every day, right? But it would be really cool if they actually gave us a more difficult version of Galactus with even better rewards, and that would be lit. Additionally, it would be cool if they added the Black Winter as a new giant boss raid. That would be lit, like a new boss raid to keep up with where the content is going, like Null, but it'd have to actually increase the rewards from that boss fight as well, because right now, I was saying it on stream like last Saturday, Galactus has gotten to the point where it's very easy. 2-minute clears against Galactus. Back in the day, that was a pipe dream. It was taking you 5-7 minutes to clear, even with a full team of hitters. Now you can do it in 2 minutes. Now you can do it in like 30 seconds, especially if your cards are crafted, right? So we need something a little bit more challenging to keep up with the crafted cards and all that BS. But anyways, man, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave me your thoughts in the comments. Till next time, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys. Peace out. This is lit, man. This update so far, just one sneak peek, and people are excited. More excited than they've been in months. Crazy.